What is up, guys? It's your boy Quann,
And your boy Ty.
and this is the first ever episode of the JMI Podcast, aka Just My Interpretation.
We didn't clear
Running
that.
away with me. Oh, fuck
You
yeah.
didn't
If you
clear that
don't
with
get that
HR.
reference, I hate you as a person. Anyway, we don't have our boy Quinn with us today, but he will be our other, homie, our other host, the other person that helps guide the conversation.
Who the
But
fuck is Quinn?
really, nigga.
You ain't gonna tell the people who Quinn is?
Oh, well, I mean, that's what I just said. Quinn, Quinn, the homie, the bro. I can't. What to do? I don't know how to do it. He's a big buff black guy. Like he's a big buff black guy. He does powerlifting. He does bodybuilding. He's a personal trainer.
There you go.
I don't know what to say.
Make sure you put his at in the link in the description or whatever.
Yeah, I'll put his Instagram in the bio, but he'll introduce himself on the first episode. Well, his first episode, because this is you get it. Get it.
It'll be hopefully the second episode.
Yeah, but y'all get. Y'all they knew what I meant. They got it. Oh, so we just eating on camera, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
oh, we just eating.
What about what I got going on over here?
What about
I got going on over here?
Where's my beer at? All right.
Well, it's just fruit snacks. Just a little snacky snack. I ain't had none since breakfast.
All right, my homies. Y'all see the greatest team ever. Y'all know the Giants. Just know that. All right.
We can't show. I got lights. Since we showing our background.
He got an ambiance. You see, purple's associated with royalty. He's saying something. He's got messages.
Exactly. If I ever do get my my Hellcat, it's gonna be royal purple with blacked out rims.
I don't think royal purple is a color.
Royal purple is definitely a color.
I've never heard.
You know how I know it's a color? You know how I know it's a color? Because of the game, Saints Row. When you customize your cars or your characters or whatever, and it's got the color grid. It's got a royal purple. It's a certain tone of dark. It looks like you ever seen is it Scrooge McDuck? I think. Does he wear purple?
I don't know what that is.
You wouldn't know. You don't watch cartoons. You didn't watch any good cartoons.
What? The greatest cartoon ever was Johnny Bravo, okay? Don't accept that. And I meant to talk to you about that on camera, too. Johnny Bravo's #1 ever greatest cartoon. #2, Samurai Jack. #3, Ben 10, the original. #4.
Oh, no.
Where's #4? Cat Dog. #5, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
You put Cat Dog over Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yes.
When you put Ben 10 in a list?
Yes, hell yeah. Nigga, the original Ben 10?
Did you have an Omnitrix when you were 10?
Huh? No. My mom, I had a black mom. My mom was like, you don't need that.
No, that was a terrible list of top 5 cartoons. If I'm gonna be completely
honest. You are wrong. You are wrong. How did Johnny Bravo not live?
I would leave Courage and Samurai Jack in a top 20 list. That could be in a top 20 list.
Okay, what's your top 5? I need your top 5.
Around the 11, 15 areas where those would lie. My top 5?
I'm not including adult cartoons or anime.
Okay, that's fair. Off the top of my head, I would give it to no particular order. But definitely Regular Show and definitely Adventure Time. The 2 best cartoons of this generation. Then from our time, well, not our time, but growing up, I would give it to Rugrats and Kids Next Door.
Okay, I'll give you Kid Next Door.
And really, the best cartoon ever, to be honest, is Scooby-Doo. I mean, you can't go wrong with Scooby-Doo. The original Scooby-Doo and even Mystery Incorporated.
Nah, man.
I personally, I like What's New Scooby-Doo. A lot of people didn't like What's New Scooby-Doo, but I did, and I like the pup named Scooby-Doo. The whole franchise.
Scooby-Doo was. I'll give you Scooby-Doo was definitely a good cartoon, but man, I can't believe you said the 2 acid shows. Like Adventure Time and Regular Show are just acid shows. Like
the entire show. You haven't seen the entire show. I know you haven't seen the entire show because if you will watch a Regular Show from start to finish, including the movie, and you will see the narrative. You will see all the different characters and
it just
all
seems
the
like
different
people are
stories.
on. Like I've seen it. It's an adult. That show is basically
That's
like
not
a
adult
low
show.
key adult cartoon.
That's not an adult show. That's not an adult show.
They're acid and they have a lot of innuendos. There's like a
I
lot
would
of
say Gravity Falls is more of an adult show than a regular show because of the jokes that they have, the jokes that they drop in the show.
Gravity Falls, that Disney one with the grandpa, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's actually a pretty good show. That's a really good show. I think it's connected to Rick and Morty. I think they said.
I don't see that.
Something
Rick and Morty is definitely. We're including adult shows though. That
if we're talking adult shows, that's up there. That's definitely
top
up there.
5, definitely.
As far as adult shows, I would give it to like that and the original seasons of Family Guy, like maybe like the first 5 or 6 seasons.
Yeah.
When it was real good and the gags were real good. Hell yeah.
I never really got into The Simpsons like that. Like I know that there's a lot of. I know there's like a lot of like real world applications, like they had like shit that happened in The Simpsons really happened, like Kobe dying and shit.
Mm-hmm,
and that's creepy.
Trump getting elected, the rioting, the people meeting up at the White House.
It was creepy as fuck, but it's like overall, like I never found it that funny. Like even The Simpsons movie, I was like, meh.
I'm about to say I think I've only seen The Simpsons movie in maybe 2 or 3 episodes. I know I did see the crossover with Family Guy, the Family Guy and The Simpsons crossover. I didn't really watch The Simpsons though. I don't know. I think it was a little. I don't know because it's the same as the rest of the shows. It just wasn't. I didn't fuck with it. Like it's the same as
It
all
was
the
like
rest of
King of the Hill to me. Like I
hate King of the Hill.
I didn't get into King of the Hill either.
King of the Hill and Oblongs is probably the 2 worst shows that was on Adult Swim.
Archer was fucking hilarious. I love Archer. I watched that in the military. I watched Archer and I had watched BoJack Horseman. That shit is fucking. He's like that horse that'd be like a rock. He'd be doing some wild shit. He'd be
the
drunk.
Netflix show.
He'd be like cocaine and shit. That dude be going balls deep. And then that other show, Big Mouth. That one.
I like Big Mouth.
It's
a lot
funny. It's like cringe a lot.
People don't like Big Mouth. They think it's weird, but I like Big Mouth.
The horny monster is really weird to me. Did my oh fuck no. All right, you froze at a really weird thing in my computer. I'm hurt right now. Hello? 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 So what is up, people? Ty's Wi-Fi just fucked up.
How you just gonna allow me like that? I'm not even the host of this meeting. Do I need to screenshot this?
They don't
didn't say host that.
They don't
screenshot this.
Do they know it? Why you lying, Ty?
I'm gonna show y'all who the goddamn host is. This ain't my fault.
So after Ty's Wi-Fi messing up, we're back.
First of all, I'm on data because I'm on my phone and I have unlimited data, so you can't even be trying to lie on me.
Well,
I got 5G, ho.
Oh, I got 5G. We don't know that. We know the truth, Ty. Me and you know the truth, okay? Guys. So yeah, well, I guess that's a good segue to actually get the show started.
Did you just use the word segue?
First topic that I feel like needs to be addressed. Jacob Blake. As a black person, look at Ty's shirt, you see it, Black Lives Matter. But yet again, cops decide it's okay to shoot us because they think we're a threat. White boy decides to kill 2 people and walk away with his AR, and that was cool. Didn't make me look. Not gonna lie, when I first saw it, I had to look twice. Okay. But yeah.
What white boy? What happened to the white boy?
Oh, so I think his name was like Seth or some shit. But he no shit. I'm pretty sure his name was like Seth. Let me see. I'm a good
like one of the top 5 whitest names.
His name was white as shit. It might not have been a Seth, but he shot 2 people at a protest.
Oh wow. A protest for Black Lives Matter?
I didn't look up like, why he shot him. But I do know that he shot people. And my problem was he walked right by the police and they did nothing. That was my whole thing.
It was a protest for Black Lives Matter?
Huh?
It was a protest for Black Lives Matter?
Yeah. Let me see his name. Kyle. His name was Kyle. My bad. Kyle Rittenhouse is his name. I knew it was a white-ass name. I don't know where the fuck I got Seth from. But yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse, he's a 17-year-old boy, was involved in the use of firearms to resolve whatever conflict was in place. He called the killing senseless violence and said he couldn't say what led to the shootings. So he shot 2 people, you know.
I won't even say he's insane. I can't even say that that's insanity because that's an easy out. They always claim it's plead insanity.
So he shot 2 people, and my thing is he had an AR-15 walking by the cops. They didn't even bother to check him. He just murdered people. Now, you know, if a black person has a gun, though, you're an ultimate threat automatically, you know?
Or a carton of cigarettes.
Yeah. Or
fake CDs.
Or, you know, just being in your car and being suspected of having a counterfeit 20. Pretty much everything you do as a black person makes you a threat. But my thing is, they shot Jacob Blake 7 times in the back because they said he had a knife. But Kyle Rittenhouse he didn't need to get shot. They arrested him. Or the freaking white.
It's the same narrative. It's the same narrative every single time. Like the way that we just said those 4 examples, the same way you could say Kyle Rittenhouse. What's the little boy that took the Burger King after he fucking shot those people?
That's what I was just about to say.
It's the same narrative every single time. Like, damn, what was I about to search? Keep going.
Yeah. So my whole thing is though, first off, people might not agree with me, but I feel that the woman who called the cops on Jacob Blake is somewhat to blame for him being paralyzed. Because to me, she got what she wanted. You called, he was arguing or whatever, or they said he broke up a fight, but they said that he was in an argument with them or whatever, and the woman decided to call the cops.
What was the relationships? What was the relationship between him and the woman and the other person that was involved?
I'm pretty sure that was the girlfriend. The girlfriend called the cops. I don't want to lie about Jacob Blake, so I'm going to look up the case of Jacob Blake.
I actually had when he had got shot, I think it had been like 2 days after that happened. I didn't even know about it. I didn't even see it in the social media or whatever. And then they were saying he was okay, and then next thing I knew he was paralyzed. And
shot 7 times. It's not really speaking on. Okay, here's the Jacob Blake thing. On Friday, the Wisconsin Department of Justice, the agency charged with investigating the shooting, said officers attempted to arrest Mr. Blake after a woman called the police and said her boyfriend was present and not supposed to be on the premises. After Kenosha police officer Rustin Shesky unsuccessfully used a stun gun to try to stop Mr. Blake, a second officer, Vincent Arenas, used his stun gun as well on Mr. Blake. Mr. Blake then walked around his car to open the front door and was leaning forward when Mr. Shesky shot him in the back 7 times. Mr. Shesky was the only officer who fired his weapon, the department said. Mr. Blake admitted after the shooting to having a knife in his possession.
Is it necessary to clarify the race of the police?
No, he was white. I mean, probably assumed it. But Ben Crump, the attorney representing Mr. Blake's family, has said Mr. Blake was helping to de-escalate the situation when officers initially used a stun gun on him. The attorney said Mr. Blake was walking away from police to check on his 3 young sons who were in the car when he was shot. Federal officials said the Justice Department is conducting a civil rights investigation in the shooting. My thing is, I feel like anytime those are black people, my bad. Anytime a black person calls the cops, and black women do it often, they call the cops. I feel like anytime you call cops, you understand that you're putting every black male and some black women, but mostly black men, you're putting all their lives in danger anytime police are involved.
Honestly, with like situations like this, I don't even think, you definitely putting black lives in danger, but you're really putting anyone in the area in danger because, like, you got to think there's other people living in other homes, you know what I'm saying? There might be, other races, or it doesn't even matter. Just other people not even involved in the situation in the area. Bullets pass through things. They bounce off of things. They ricochet, you know what I'm saying? anytime you letting off with a weapon, you're endangering really everybody in the area. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't know he could have had any type of affiliations with any other person who could have had weapons, and they could have come out shooting. And now you got 2 dead cops or 2 other civilians. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the one person that you shooting. You endangering a whole lot of people's lives by whipping out your weapon. Speaking of, how do you feel about the couple in St. Louis that was defending their house with the guns?
The white ones?
And they got their weapons taken away, and they got charged.
Well, I personally agree because my thing is, if the man, he wasn't in wrong. Legal, I feel like he only got held accountable because his wife was pointing it at people.
Mm-hmm.
And because legally you have the right to own a firearm, you have the right to protect your property. And at the time when they had the guns, it was in fact violence happening, and there was in fact destruction happening. So I'm not gonna lie, like if I was in Atlanta at the protest, which I don't believe in protests, but if I was at my car or whatever, and I don't have my gun on me, and someone is being aggressive and fighting, and they're bashing cars in, I'm shooting somebody. Like, someone's getting shot. So I can understand wanting to defend your property. What I disagree with is how she was pointing at people, and that's what you're not legally allowed to do. That was her in the wrong. That's where I say she's in the wrong.
You're gonna own a weapon, you gotta understand the laws, and especially federal laws, not even just your state laws. Like, because I believe that brandishing has different meanings in different states, the same way possession laws work. But if you're gonna own a weapon, you gotta know the rules. Did you? I agree. I would defend my home too. You know what I'm saying? I open carry. I don't conceal. I keep mine on my hip, and I would definitely, if there was an event like that happening in my neighborhood, I probably wouldn't be outside.
One second. My bad, guys. I just had an interruption. My books got here for my personal training.
Oh, lit.
Okay, yeah, but
yeah, I wouldn't be outside with it, but I would definitely be prepared to be aiming at the door or window. I got a rifle. I can sit in the window.
Yeah, I agree. So that's my thing overall. Like, I don't think that, like, because I feel like the whole narrative behind guns has become really stupid. Because people are like, so, like, even especially like in the hood, if you see someone, like, there was the black man who was training his kids, teaching about guns. I don't know if you saw it. I can't remember his name. I have to look it up. But there's a black guy. He has tattoos on his face, and he has, like, free form. And he's really intelligent, but people judge him based on his appearance.
I think I know what you're talking about. He be teaching his little girl about, like, economics and everything, and having her recite all the stuff.
She got me beat with the guns. Like, she could tell the gun by how she break it down, blindfolded. She know exactly what it's about to feel. I was like,
I know what you're talking about. What type of bullet is this? What type of bullet is this? 5.56, 9 millimeter. I was like, ooh.
I was like, but the thing is, though, I feel like in our community, we have a major problem with it because we associate guns with violence, and because street violence, that we forget that guns are a means of protection. Like, we got, like, we have people in the South, white people, black people, but we have people in general. But if they learn to shoot guns at starting at like 9 years old, they'll go hunt.
That's what we was talking about at work when they told me about I'm sorry, I keep forgetting his name. What is it, Blake?
Yeah, Jacob Blake.
Jacob Blake. We was talking about that at work, and it was a warehouse, so it was predominantly black. But we was talking about that event, and he was one dude was like, we're not ready for a race war. He was like, these white people, they're like you said, shooting guns, 9 years old, and he was like, they got ammo that they've been stocking up on for 10, 15 years. He was like, the average shooter in the black community probably has enough bullets to shoot for an hour. This dudes out there that could probably let loose nonstop for 34 days.
Yeah, we're not prepared for warfare. We're prepared for protection, but not warfare. But my thing is, I feel like a lot of times, like, the reason black people are so against guns is like, oh, well, they're wrong. They kill people and they hate guns. But my thing is,
his hands kill people too, nigga. No, I'm just
my thing is this though: you can't ignore, like saying, "Oh, no one should own guns" is stupid, or it should be more laws on guns because criminals don't follow laws. Like I feel like every black person knows. I feel like every person in general knows some felon that has a gun.
Oh yeah.
He didn't go inside the store to buy that bitch. Like
no, he did not.
Anybody. So it's like my thing is, so if you take away like gun ownership or you make guns hard to own, you're not hurting anyone but law-abiding citizens.
Bro, there are videos of little 16-year-old, 17-year-old white boys going to gun stores where you have to be at least 18 to purchase with your ID and background check and all that stuff. Going in and just getting guns without, any of that happening. I'll tell you, I had a personal experience going to a gun store. So for instance, I've seen videos of the boys going up, I'm 16 years old, I'm about to go buy a gun. Going into the gun store, talking to the gun clerk, and the gun clerk is like, what kind of gun you looking for? Showing them all these different guns, being real helpful and everything, and he's giving them the money, and he gives them the gun, and he walks out the store with the gun. My personal experience, just recently, buying my first pistol, I walk into the gun store, I have a carry permit, I'm 23 years old. I walk in, first of all, nobody greets me. I get to the counter, no one wants to help me. Then when I'm trying to find guns, I want to take them, I want to pick them up. They pick it up, just put it on the counter, just waiting on me to see, examine it, and all this other stuff. And then I finally decide I want to get the gun. And he's like, all right, let's go run your background and all this other stuff. And Georgia has some pretty loose gun laws. We're in the Bible Belt. Everyone in the Bible Belt has some pretty loose gun laws.
As a black person, you're considered a criminal first, a citizen second.
I mean, technically I am a criminal, but that's besides the point.
You do it on the internet.
I got the papers. I got the papers right here. I'm working on getting it taken care of.
YouTube? I have no idea what he means. YouTube. I'm a standing sister. Look at me. I wear glasses. Look at me.
Don't make me come for you, Quann. Don't get taken care of on the internet.
I have an image to protect, sir. I do not support criminal activities. I don't even like rap because I think criminal history. You know who's that guy that people listen to and seem to enjoy?
All of them.
NFL YoungBoy, they say. I believe his name is.
Or, talking about the dude that you got every album in your playlist and every song and feature,
Devin
as well
Gates,
as what's the other Kevin Gates? Yeah, you got him in there too. You listening to all of these guys from where they from? New Orleans.
I listen to country music and rock and roll people.
That's just as bad.
Debo M and everything. Queen, I believe. Bohemian Rhapsody.
I haven't seen that movie yet. I heard it was pretty good, but I didn't really
can't watch it. I don't like. They're gay, and I don't.
Okay.
You gotta remember, Freddie Mercury. Like Freddie, I don't like that all rock movies. Like make a Jimi Hendrix movie or something.
They have a Jimi Hendrix movie.
I've never seen it or heard about it being like.
That sounds like your own problem.
I've literally never heard. You sure there's a Jimi Hendrix?
I'm pretty certain there's a Jimi Hendrix movie. Look it up. I'm pretty certain they just made it recently, like within the last week. Why is my stat not coming up?
Yeah, but like the Elton John movie. Like don't get me wrong, I like their music, but I'm not. I can't watch
that I didn't know.
Kiss.
I didn't know they had an Elton John movie.
That's weird to me.
Holy shit. Did you see Get On Up with Chadwick Boseman? Did you ever see that? Playing.
It came out in 2014. That's why I never heard about it. Oh, dude, Get On Up. Oh yeah, I watched it. James Brown. Now I'm gonna get this is black blasphemy a bit, but
is that a Bud Light in your hand?
Like I was saying, this may be black blasphemy, but James Brown, who Ty is a big fan of, mind you, I was not a fan. Gotta be honest. Like, I feel like he has.
You're not the demographic. You're not.
He has some good beats. I like the whole black and I'm proud thing, but overall, no idea what he's saying in almost any song. He's good beats.
He talks about some pretty good stuff.
I've never
if you actually sat down and like looked at his lyrics, because I have to look at his lyrics to know what he's saying most of the time. But like Big Payback, definitely black and I'm proud. He got a really large discography.
He was never.
I would put BB King above him though. I know he's not.
BB King,
same genre, but yeah.
My
No,
thing
I'm
is,
from
I don't
Mississippi. I
like
got no
that whole
choice.
singing. I don't like. I need to understand what you're saying. I need clarity, and that's something that he did not have. But the beats, he picked a fire beat. But yeah, overall though, back to the main topic at hand. We've had a major tangent. No way, stayed on task here.
Oh my goodness, segue tangent. Where is this vernacular coming from?
Oh, vernacular. But yeah, I was like, my thing is with Jacob Blake. I feel like anytime you call the cops in an area where black males are at, you want someone to die. I feel like that, in my mind, that's just what it is with cops. I don't trust cops. I don't like cops. Anytime a cop's around, I feel like someone's life is in danger if you're black.
I feel the same way, and we have a new philosophy in my household. We're not calling the cops. We're going to handle the situation the best way we see fit.
The same way I feel like, cause especially like in this house, I feel like if I call the cops, they're gonna be like, "Oh, whose nice house is this? The robber's still here."
I'm dead. I don't like cops, and I hate that I get a feeling like if I'm driving and I see a cop, not even just passing, like a cop, turns the lights on and they're behind me, they not in that, they're passing me. It every time it happens, my heart like beats extremely fast, and I get real hot and I get real nervous, and it takes me a cool little minute to calm down. Yeah, it's not a good feeling.
Not even that though. I think it goes back to our childhood. Like, if you're a black, I feel like every black person, every person of color really has had to have that conversation of when you're pulled over or when you deal with police. Here's how you act because here's how you survive. And it's the same thing with like how I imagine like in the 50s being a black person meant this is how you deal with white people. So I feel like this is how it's just a fear that we have to learn to survive because we know we are inherently threatened. Our lives are on the line every time.
Police are just modern day slave catchers.
Yeah. Fucking slavery's still illegal. Like when you look at the Constitution, like everyone. Here's the reason why I don't like people's hatred of Kanye West, because a lot of shit that he said that people didn't like when you listen to it, if you actually like think objectively, he's saying real shit. Like for example, when he was talking about the 13th Amendment needs to be abolished. Granted, he used the wrong word, but he's a rapper. You really expect him to know exactly what he meant amended. 13th Amendment should be amended because in the 13th Amendment it literally
amend the amendments.
Yes, because literally though, the 13th Amendment says that slavery is allowed if you are an inmate. Like if you're a prisoner, you're okay. You can be a slave. That's completely legal. So, and then you look at it, the disproportionate of a black arrest and the prison system being made up of black people just says, oh, we couldn't have you on paper. We couldn't say, oh, we're going to make slavery legal. So we're going to make you a criminal and arrest you for it and give you larger amounts of time in prison so we can still have you as slave laborers.
And then make it harder for you to be a functioning citizen when you get out.
So you go back to the prison.
Not being able to get a job, not be able to get it for weapon permits and stuff like that.
So it's like a lot of times it's like people.
I like Kanye.
Yeah, I do too. A lot of people don't like, and I feel like we as black
what
people.
What the fuck does he know about politics?
Honestly, I feel like, but we as black people, we are very emotional people. Like we respond emotionally, like, especially like on Twitter.
Who you calling emotional?
No, I feel like on Twitter and stuff, like we don't, like even in high school, I know it's like we respond emotionally, and it's normalized for us to be emotional. We don't necessarily think first. We're so like we feel this. So like what Kanye had said, slavery was a choice. That shit right there, people were like, "Oh gosh, he said slavery choice." But when you think about what he meant, after we were in slavery for 300 years. We were in an ultimatum. Were you going to live in hope that things got better, or were you going to die trying to force change? That was the ultimatum.
And most niggas don't want to die.
Exactly, but death is inevitable. But that's the truth though. Like, so it was a choice. It wasn't a good choice, but you still chose that it was better to attempt to live. But if you look at it from the same standpoint, when white people was doing the shit, like when white people were slaves, like the Irish and the Vikings and shit, they constantly died by the millions, by the thousands, fighting for their rights and freedom. Because they were barbaric peoples. Like they were like traditionally, like there's been barbarism common throughout the Caucasian races. And they went on global escapades and expeditions to be barbaric. Let's look at history. Like, that's not, like, people get offended by that, but when you look at history, constantly white people and Asians went on global expeditions killing people. Did you freeze? Ty, can you hear me? Ah, fuck.